purported suspension of your national chairman in his ward. And there's been back and forth. I think yesterday also I had a conversation with the legal advisor of the state chapter of the party, who had actually explained that it was just 2 members of that particular ward that were involved in that exercise out of the 9 we saw. So maybe from a national working committee position, what is the situation like? I know you had made a release that some people are privy to. Not everybody may have seen it. I've seen part of it. So what exactly is playing out before we get to the nitty-gritty of what was talked about?
Thank you very much for having me on your show. Yes, yesterday we were treated to a very shocking news of the suspension of our national chairman, Dr. Ganduje, from the party by members of his ward, the Ganduje ward, in his local government. You know, of course, as you would expect, we all rallied to find out what was going on. But it didn't take long for us to discover that this action was, you know, simply an action orchestrated by a number of individuals, many of whom are not, you know, legitimate or card-carrying members of our party in the Ganduje ward, and found that this was simply a strike, something that smacked of, you know, a deliberate, you know, strike on our national chairman to embarrass him, to create confusion in that ward with respect to his membership of the party, and of course, naturally, with respect to his, you know, chairmanship of our party. You know, if you notice, I didn't do a statement yesterday. I did it today because, you know, we needed to take the time to, you know, audit that process. And even though we, at the National Working Committee, had received no communication whatsoever from the Ganduje ward, we had to, you know, take our time to meticulously investigate what was going on, and found, to our chagrin, that this was all the action of, you know, some very devious individuals who set out to, you know, exactly perpetrate the outcome that we all witnessed, to create, you know, this national concern, but which we now know was, in fact, orchestrated by certain officials who are affiliated with the ruling party in Kano, the NNPP. You know, because some of the individuals who were at that news conference where that announcement was made are individuals we, you know, have profiled and established, are connected with certain very senior leaders of the NNPP in Kano State. So that announcement, as I declared today in my statement, is, you know, what was in fact a criminal act and therefore of no legal effect whatsoever. So Dr. Ganduje is still the national chairman of our party and a member, a legitimate member of the party in the Ganduje ward in Kano State. And therefore, we hope that, you know, this will hopefully rest this matter, but also just to make the point that our national legal advisor has in fact fired off a petition to the IG, asking the IG to, requesting the IG to investigate this matter and bring not just the immediate perpetrators of this, you know, heinous act to justice, but all of those who were behind them, who sponsored them, so to speak, in this matter.
The reason is because as we speak, in fact, Abdullahi Ganduje will be arraigned tomorrow in court over fresh allegations of 51 billion naira that they say transferred to individual accounts. There are issues of the dollar stuffing to contractors, taking kickbacks, all of these allegations. That is the premise of my question. Given all of these allegations, is it not strong enough to tell the chairman to have a, maybe look at things a little differently? That's my question.
But I'm sure you also are aware that on this matter itself, you know, we are the party. We're not, you know, members of the Kano State government. We're not part of, you know, any investigative, you know, process. They have not contacted us to apprise us of what they're doing. As far as we're concerned, we have a national chairman, who is Dr. Abdullahi, you know, Ganduje. Now, if Kano State government, through their, you know, different departments and institutions, are carrying out any process. That is between them and the courts. They will go to court. And when a court is seized of a matter, lesser mortals like us don't have any real say in the matter, because the courts will do what they are constitutionally authorized to do, to adjudicate, assuming this matter is brought before them. As we speak, that is not the case. Nobody has, that we know of, has formally arraigned. An arraignment is a legal construct. It's not something you just spew because you can speak. A legal arraignment is a legal arraignment. There's a process, a legal, constitutionally ramified process for arraigning an individual on, allegations. We haven't seen that. We're not seized of that. Now, should that happen, the Kano State government will do what they think is within their legal remit. But just to remind us in this conversation that a federal high court in this matter also made a finding and a declaration and a decision that is still valid, that has not been overturned by any appellate court, that the Kano State institutions, the Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Agency, does not have the authority to pursue this matter any further, because in the view of the court and in the judgment of the court, that is a matter that is within the remit of a federal investigative authority and perhaps the Federal Attorney General to prosecute. Now, don't ask me any further questions about that. I'm simply stating what the court decided. Now, I would have thought, I'm a lawyer, by the way. I'm a senior lawyer. This is probably my 33 or 34 years at the bar.
Which is why I'm going to ask you the next question.
No, you may ask, and then it will be my constitutional liberty to respond to you.
You're here to answer questions.
No, I'm here to answer questions, but not every question. I have a fundamental right to say, this is a question I should
land on your thoughts.
But the point I'm making is that this is a matter that the prosecutorial authorities have decided they want to pursue. But I'm also saying that a legitimate constitutional court of our land has said, Kano State authorities, you may not inquire into this matter because, we, in our judgment and invoking the authority of the court to say, you do not have the powers to do that. I would have thought that the Kano State, governor and his, agencies would first seek, if they disagree with that court, to vacate that order and, meet the justice of that matter before that court, before actually, firing away and saying, we're going to arraign, we're going to charge, this individual with these crimes. Now, if they do that, what actually becomes of the, what I consider to be the constitutional decision of the Federal High Court in this matter, that says that the state does not have the powers. You see, we cannot create a constitutional crisis or even a judicial crisis where judgments of the court are disregarded. Whether the Kano State people agree or not, it behoves on them to, contest that decision in a higher court. They haven't done that so far.
Mr. Morka,
to my knowledge.
Abdullahi Ganduje is the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress.
That is correct.
The ruling party.
That is correct.
Is the party not embarrassed by what is going on? It's a simple, direct question.
And let me answer you in a simple, direct fashion. The party cannot be embarrassed by what is not. The Kano State government has yet to prefer charges. They have saturated the media space with this specter of charges. They have yet to do so. You can cite on your own system now and show me the charges brought by the government, because charges are not brought until they are before a judge. They are brought before a judge. They are read to the defendant, and the defendant has the opportunity, constitutional opportunity, to actually respond, whether they are pleading guilty or not guilty to the charge. That hasn't happened. So everything you're saying is totally speculative. Whatever date the Kano State government has appointed may come, but it hasn't come. So look, what I'm saying...
It's not speculative. I read you the story. I told you about the allegations that were brought against him. So whether it's presented in court is a different kettle of fish.
No, my dear brother.
I want us to move on from the
hang on.
But land on this.
I will land on this.
So it's not speculative. I'm saying what they are claiming against
I am sorry, I disagree.
Whether they defend it or
that
not
is not the case. Please, let me respond to this. Because you asked the question. The Kano State government has yet to file any charges. Charges are not filed in the Ministry of Justice or on the media. Charges are filed before a judge, a competent judge, presiding over a court, a case that has been read by the court registrar, and then charges have, that's when you say charges are filed. No charges have been filed against Dr. Ganduje, as you suggest. It hasn't happened yet.
I didn't say charges were filed. So,
it hasn't happened
so that I would not get ahead of that. I did say he will be arraigned. Those were my words.
It doesn't mean he has been arraigned. So we will bring me back after the arraignment, and I will come and discuss this.
Not a problem.
Yes.
You're a senior lawyer, so I can't debate the